Jon Jones, one of MMA's most decorated and controversial figures, finds himself at the center of another legal storm, just days after his retirement from the UFC. The timing and nature of the latest criminal charge have reignited debates about police scrutiny, Jones's legacy, and the public's perception of the former champion. Before we jump in, a quick request. If you enjoy our content, please consider subscribing. It's just one click for you, but it means the world to us. Thanks for the support. Now, let's get started. The new criminal charge. What happened? On June 22, 2025, mere hours after Jon Jones announced his retirement from professional MMA, news broke that he had been hit with a new criminal charge in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The charge accuses Jones of leaving the scene of a vehicular accident that took place in February 2025. According to the criminal complaint, police responded to a crash and found an intoxicated woman, partially unclothed from the waist down, in the passenger seat of the vehicle. She alleged that Jones had been driving and fled the scene on foot after the accident. The woman told police she had consumed alcohol and psilocybin mushrooms at Jones's home before the incident, and that her last memory before the crash was Jones driving the car. After the crash, Jones reportedly called the woman's phone multiple times and sent her several messages until the following morning. When police contacted a man believed to be Jones by phone, he allegedly made remarks that were interpreted as hints of violence and refused to confirm his identity. Jones is scheduled to appear in court for a bond arraignment on July 24, 2025. Attorney's response. Claims of police targeting. Jones's attorney, Christopher Dodd, has issued a series of strongly worded statements condemning the charge as bizarre and unjustified. Dodd maintains that Jones was neither driving nor present in the vehicle at the time of the accident. He asserts that the woman fabricated the story to avoid her own arrest for DWI and that the police fell for it. As Jon's attorney, I am stunned by the Albuquerque Police Department's decision to charge him in this new case. In the thousands of cases I have handled in my career, I have never seen a case as strange and unwarranted as this one. Jon was not driving that night. He wasn't in the car. It appears that an intoxicated woman used a false allegation against Jon to avoid being arrested for DWI, and the police fell for it. Dodd further criticized law enforcement for seeking a warrant for Jones's cell phone records over what he described as a misdemeanor traffic investigation, calling the allocation of such resources truly unbelievable. He concluded that the only explanation he could find was that the police were targeting Jon for improper purposes and vowed to see the case dismissed. A legacy of legal troubles. Jon Jones's career has been as tumultuous outside the cage as it was dominant inside. This is not the first time the former champion has faced legal issues. In 2015, Jones's first reign as UFC light heavyweight champion ended after a hit-and-run incident involving a pregnant woman, for which he fled the scene and later pled guilty. He has also faced charges for DWI, failed drug tests, and other incidents throughout his career, leading to suspensions, stripped titles, and public scrutiny. The latest charge comes at a critical moment, immediately following his retirement, and the UFC's announcement that Tom Aspinall would be elevated to undisputed heavyweight champion. The proximity of these events has fueled speculation about whether the legal troubles influenced Jones's decision to retire, though there is no official confirmation on this point. The incident in detail. According to police and court records, the chain of events began on the night of February 21st, 2025. The woman involved said she arrived at Jones's residence around 11 p.m., initially hesitant to drink due to past experiences. She eventually consumed alcohol and mushrooms after Jones assured her there would be no repeat of prior incidents. She recalled needing to change clothes after an incident in the restroom and removed her pants, intending for Jones to drive her home to get new clothing. Her next memory was being at the crash site, with Jones allegedly having driven and then fled. Police reports indicate that after the crash, Jones called the woman's phone 13 times and sent her numerous messages. When police reached out, the man believed to be Jones was reportedly intoxicated and made comments suggesting his ability to exert lethal force through intermediaries. Despite the woman's allegations, Jones's legal team insists he was not present at the scene and that the charges are based on false information and overzealous policing. UFC and MMA community reaction. The news of Jones's charge broke just after his retirement announcement, overshadowing what could have been a celebratory moment, marking the end of a storied career. UFC President Dana White confirmed Jones's retirement at the post-fight press conference following UFC on ABC, Hill vs. Roundtree Jr. in Baku, Azerbaijan, and Tom Aspinall was named the new undisputed heavyweight champion. Within the MMA community, reactions to Jones's retirement and legal troubles have been mixed. Some, like commentator Jon Jones, praised Jones's contributions to the sport and expressed gratitude for his impact on MMA. Others, including longtime rival Daniel Cormier, questioned the timing of Jones's retirement and its impact on his legacy, suggesting that not fighting Aspinall leaves room for doubt and debate. The pattern of scrutiny. Jones's attorney's claims of police targeting are not without context. Given Jones's history of high-profile incidents, some believe law enforcement may be more aggressive in pursuing cases against him. Dodd's statements reflect a broader narrative that Jones, as a celebrity athlete with a checkered past, is subject to intense scrutiny and possibly unfair treatment by authorities. However, critics argue that Jones's repeated legal issues are a pattern of behavior, not the result of targeted policing. The details of the current case, particularly the involvement of an intoxicated, partially unclothed woman and the nature of Jones's alleged communications with police, have only added to the controversy and public debate. What's next for Jon Jones? Jones is due in court on July 24, 2025, for a bond arraignment. His legal team is expected to contest the charge vigorously, aiming for dismissal. Meanwhile, the UFC moves forward with Tom Aspinall as its new heavyweight champion, and the MMA world continues to dissect the legacy of Jon Jones, a fighter whose brilliance in the cage has often been overshadowed by his actions outside it. How fans reacted. The news of Jon Jones's latest criminal charge, coming immediately after his retirement announcement, has triggered a powerful and complex response from fans across the MMA world. Social media platforms, forums, and comment sections quickly filled with reactions that reflect both the fatigue and the fascination that have long surrounded Jones's career. A significant portion of fans expressed outright frustration and disappointment, pointing to a sense of déjà vu. Many remarked that Jones's legal issues have become almost expected, with comments such as, "You can't make this up," and "Dude is such a bad person," capturing the exhaustion of supporters who have watched the same pattern repeat for years. Some fans responded with sarcasm, noting the predictability of the situation. Stunning revelation, impossible to believe. The timing of the new charge led to widespread speculation about whether it played a role in Jones's decision to retire. Many fans questioned if the highly anticipated fight with Tom Aspinall was derailed by Jones's off-cage troubles, while others saw retirement as inevitable given his history. There was a clear sense among some that the UFC is better off moving forward, with comments like, "He is retired, he is irrelevant. Stop letting this narcissist continue to grab your attention when his actual work no longer warrants it." Longtime followers reflected on their changing attitudes, with some admitting they had finally given up hope for a redemption arc. "I've followed Jon's career from the beginning, but after years of stringing fans along, the repeated bad behavior, I'm done hanging on his every comeback message. That ship sailed a while ago," wrote one user, echoing the sentiments of many who feel worn out by the endless cycle of controversy. Despite the negativity, there are still those who recognize Jones's extraordinary achievements in the octagon, calling him the GOAT, greatest of all time, and lamenting that his legacy is now overshadowed by his personal conduct. Yet, the prevailing mood is one of resignation. Admiration for Jones's talent exists alongside a collective readiness to move on from the drama that has so often defined his public life. In summary, the fan reaction to Jon Jones's latest legal troubles and retirement is a mix of skepticism, frustration, and reluctant acceptance. While his fighting legacy remains remarkable, many fans are simply exhausted by the ongoing controversies and are ready for the sport to turn the page. Jon Jones's latest criminal charge and abrupt retirement have reignited debates about his legacy and the scrutiny he faces. While some see him as unfairly targeted, many fans express fatigue and disappointment, marking a complicated end to one of MMA's most brilliant yet controversial careers. If you want more videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's just a tiny click for you, but it makes a massive difference for us. Thanks for supporting the channel.